Alright, so welcome to Pbteck, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can actually connect your antenna onto your Redline decoder to actually get the digital channels working on your Redline decoder. So you can watch this video and then follow the steps using your FTA decoder to do the same connection on your FTA decoder to get any digital channel that you're going to get in your location. So to do this kind of connection, you need certain tools for you to be able to connect the cable from your antenna to your satellite receiver or your digital receiver to actually get those terrestrial channels. So if you don't have any tools such as a complier, a stripper, this is a stripper, cable stripper, and a cable complier, all you got to do is to get your small knife like this and then a cutter or a plier, and then you use the cutting side of that plier. So you need a cutter or a knife, and you can also use the knife. If you don't have the cutter, you can also use the knife as well. Just use some strategy just to cut the cable at a position whereby you need to use the cutter. All right, so the things that you may need is the cable plus an F connector. So at the back of your decoder we have an ANT port over there, which you will need the help of the F connector and another pin over here just to connect into the RF in or out port at your decoder. All right, so all you have to do is to strip the cable. The next thing is to strip the cable. If you have a cable such as this one that have both in and out antenna cable such as this one, you don't need to strip any cable and then add an F connector. At the back of your Redline decoder we have certain ports that you're going to use it just to connect your antenna cable. So here we have LMB in ports, which is for the satellite dish or a cable from your satellite LMB, and have the antenna import. That's where you need to connect your antenna cable to get those digital channels. So all you got to do, this port, the F connector that you want to use to connect to the LMB, from the LMB to the LMB import over here, it's different from how they have made the port over here. So you need to find a way. If you're going to use this kind of F connector, you need to have an RF connector that will enable you to connect using that F connector on your cable. So you get this male RF connector to insert it over here, which does not come with a box. So the things that you're going to find in your Redline decoder box, this RF connector is not part of it. So you need to find it from the nearest electronic shop, and then you connect it over here and you strip your cable to connect the RF pin at the end of it for you to connect the cable really well. So if you have a cable that have a pre-installed RF pins such as this one, you have this cable over here that have a pre-installed RF pin, you don't need to strip any cable and then add an RF pin or F connector. So you insert it right here. That one you don't have to do any kind of work. You insert it right here and then connect the other side onto the antenna. So the next thing you have to do is to carefully strip your cable. And with the cable stripping, it's not that difficult. All you have to do is to remove the first layer and you proceed with the second layer as well. So you got your cable over here, and I have to remove the first layer to fix the F connector. All right, so the first layer, ½ inch of the first layer. So use your knife to remove just ½ inch of the first layer on your cable. So make sure not to cut it so deep. It's just the first layer of the cable. And I have some earth wires on the cable which is needed for you to get a quality flow of the pictures from your satellite receiver or from the antenna to the satellite receiver. So make sure that you don't remove this earth wires on the cable. And then you come to the second layer, remove the second layer over here. That's the white thing that they have used to cover the pin. And then make sure none of these earth pins touch the main pin, which will not allow the picture to flow, or you're gonna get unstable picture quality. So make sure none of this thing touches the main pin. And then you fix your pin. That's the F connector right here. So that will be here. So carefully fix it, and then you push it down to a level whereby it's well fixed on the cable. So you carefully push it down. All right. So now, if the main pin on your F connector is too long, all you got to do is to use your cutter to cut it short a bit. If not, it's gonna hit the in port of your RF. It's gonna hit it, so make sure that you cut it short to, let's say, 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. All right, something like this. And all you have to do next is to connect this side onto your receiver. That's the Redline decoder. So you pick it up and then you connect it onto your receiver. So on your receiver here, we have the RF pin, which you need an RF male connector to insert it over there for it to fix your F connector right there. So insert this RF male connector over here, and you join this cable F connector for it to work. So this is the cable from your antenna. And with the antenna, any quality antenna at all is going to work on your satellite receiver.